Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News, and I have the pleasure to be joined by the British and Commonwealth Super Lightweight Champion Dalton Smith. Dalton, how are you today, mate?
Yeah, good. Our day's graft, so yeah, thank God that one's over. But yeah, that's how we spend his Monday mornings.
Definitely, mate. I mean, I think you said 10 tough rounds of Anthony Yigit there, mate. I mean, how were they? I mean, it was a great watch.
Yeah, so I think like 8 rounds with Anthony, and then we get a couple of the fresher guys in. But yeah, like 12 rounds Friday, like a run on a Saturday, Sunday off, and then back in doing 10, 12 rounds. So yeah, it's like this is the main bit of camp now. Pushing herself, getting that good work in, and big shout out to Anthony Yigit and all the sparring partners. They've they're a big part of it.
Definitely, mate. I mean, you're working incredibly hard. Obviously, camps flying, as you were saying, for a massive fight. I think every time I mention this fight, even to myself at home, I mean, a smile goes on my face. You're fighting Jose Zepeda on March 23. I mean, what a fight this is, mate. I mean, why was this the right fight for you next?
As I've said it before, like a couple of names was put on paper, and we was like, Zepeda. Everybody knows who Jose Zepeda is. He's a great fighter, and I think this is a perfect fight for me in my career. I also wanted that challenge as well. I wanted that, to go in with the fear factor and prove to everyone what I'm capable of doing. So yeah, it's like I said, the support's been massive. The arena's sold out. So it's it's a great fight. I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely, mate. As well, like you mentioned, Zepeda's fought everyone. Like his losses. Like his losses almost like don't tell the full story, if that makes sense. He's fought some of the best names in the sport. I mean, does a win on March the 23rd obviously put you in that kind of top 10, even top 5 in the world rankings? Yeah,
he's got to. It's not an easy fight. It's no gimme fight. When I put on a great, big display here, it's going to move me up to them rankings and really get the world talking and. Thinking who's this Dalton Smith coming through? Not that they're not already not, but I think it's just going to propel my career to that next level.
It definitely does, mate. And we've spoken about that kind of night at Hillsborough previously as well. And it will be obviously. I think it's when not if it happens. I mean, but I think a win on March 23, especially in my opinion, this is the fight to unlock that fight at Hillsborough.
Yeah, definitely. It's. Like I say, it's going to be a fight, a big performance here. It's going to propel my career to the next level, onto the world stage, and put me in the mix with a big name. So yeah, it's every time we talk about it, it gives you that goosebumps. It gives me the goosebumps to actually realise I'm not actually a million miles away. But yeah, it's all down to the hard work and sacrifices.
Definitely, mate. I've just seen kind of a glimpse into that today, and all eyes on March 23 is all I'll say. Saying that, I absolutely contradict myself now. I mean, I think Jamie Ward put it best. Kind of the news about you being mandated to fight Adam Azim. I mean, you remained second mandatory anyway after the Sam Maxwell fight, but kind of irrelevantly relevant the news with Adam Azim. I mean, what do you kind of make of all the noise that was being made of it? Obviously, you're deep in camp now. I mean, but what did you kind of make of it?
To be honest, it was. I don't really speak. Twitter's the worst to follow the comments and stuff. Obviously, I get tagged in. I don't really have my notifications on Twitter, so I only really see when I actually go on it. But yeah, like you'd be tagged in posts, the boxing outlets on Instagram, whatever.
Sorry about that, by the way, mate.
Were you one of them?
I was just announcing that the mandatory was called.
Yeah, it's going to happen. But to be honest, it just went over my head. Obviously, I've got a job to think of here. But some of the comments are funny. But like I say, it shows that people are interested. It's probably the most talked about fight at the minute in British boxing for us. So yeah, it's as long as people are talking, it's building the popularity up for the fight. I've said a million times, I'm not backing out of no fight. Like I said, my main focus is on the 23rd. So. Yeah, we'll see where it goes after that.
Definitely, mate. Obviously, when you've got such a massive fight, as I will keep repeating about this one, and kind of this stuff's being made. Obviously, like you said, it does kind of boost your profile. It does kind of create noise about yourself. But does it kind of give you added motivation? Obviously, not that you weren't already, but does it kind of push you that one step forward, knowing that kind of, okay, you get a massive win on March 23, that could unlock not an even bigger fight, but kind of the fight that could mainly break you out into that mainstream, if that makes sense?
To be honest, I don't really think too much into it. Like, you know, in reality, that's a long way away. You know, even if it's a couple of months, a year, 18 months, you know, it's not happening yet, so there's no point in getting excited or anything. Like, I always take day by day, you know, turn up, train as hard as I can today, do the same tomorrow. Before I know it, we'll be in fight week. You know, that's kind of the way I keep my mentality. You know, you can't think too far ahead. Obviously, you've got your plans. You know, that's really down to my team, my management, my dad to have the talks behind the team. They just kind of leave me to do what I'm doing. Don't complicate things. Just focus what's in front of you.
Definitely shout out to Grant and shout out to SDN as well, because I had a nice little conversation with Sean about the fight with Zepeda, and I mean, as I said, both in agreement, massive fight. And also, like, moving on to kind of the 140 scene, I mean, worldwide, I mean, even from a matchroom perspective, it's an exciting time to be a 140 fighter. I mean, I won't ask you if you'd fight anyone, because I know the answer to those questions, but I mean, the scene in the division, I mean, it's very, very exciting times for all you guys involved. Yeah,
it's massive. And I think the 140-pound division is probably the most stacked division in terms of, you know, big names, stars, talent. You know, it's stacked. And I said, winning a world title, if you're a 140-pound fighter, you're a world champion, you can legit call yourself a world champion. It's you know, it's a stacked division. There's some great talent there, and some big fights to be made. And you know, I feel, you know, I'm not far off to, you know, be mixing it with those guys.
Definitely, mate. And I think everyone wants to kind of see you all do kind of a super series or a round robin type thing. I think it would be great as well. I do want to kind of move on to something. Obviously, we know that kind of there's a massive family environment down here. Obviously, Grant, your dad, your trainer. Obviously, Brian in here today as well. But your nephew Cavan, he had his fifth fight on Friday. I think you just said. I mean, I think I saw on your Instagram post you were kind of like surprised if you said to him 18 months ago that he'd have had his first fight and things like that. I mean, what's it like to have kind of another member of the Smith family kind of involved in the boxing scene?
Yeah, it's like a proud uncle moment. Even though I like seeing him like my little brother. He's, you know, I said 2 years ago he just got into the gym to, you know, lose weight. You know, he wasn't in the shape he was now and not as big as he is now. You know, and he just got into it, and I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet or anything, but it's, you know, I think that all comes down to the role models he's got around him. You know, he sees what I do. He's got all the lads in the gym. You know, I think if you take a step back and look, what 15-year-old kid has that many influential people around him, and it just shows to, you know, it just shows you, like, if you can, you know, work hard, inspire young kids, they're going to want to do the same as you. And like I say, that was his fifth fight on Friday, and to be honest, I never thought I'd see the day of him fighting. You know, because he was always just like, because he was the only kid in the family at that time. You know, growing up, obviously I got my nieces and that now, but yeah, I just seen him, you know, lose the weight, started improving boxing, because he wasn't the most talented boxer. Like, he was very raw, and then in 18 months he just stuck it in the gym, worked hard. You know, I'd help him the best I could, taking him on training camps with me, giving him the best opportunities, and you know, it's all down to him. Like, he's worked his arse off. You know, he gets up in the morning, taking ice baths before school, going running. You know, running late at night. Like, the kid doesn't mess about. He works hard, so it just shows that hard work pays off, and he's improving. And yeah, proud to see him do what he's doing, and the whole family is as well.
Definitely. Shout out to Cavan as well. Hopefully we'll get you on the channel next time I'm up here, mate. I actually did prepare questions for you as well. Yeah. So maybe next time, mate. But no, Dalton, that was one of my final ones, but I do want to touch on this as well. This is your third time headlining the Sheffield Arena. I mean, the fight that I went to, there was Josh Warrington and Lee Wood, which was a massive occasion. But obviously, how does it feel to kind of, obviously Sheffield, obviously the Steel City, it's built some great fighters, obviously throughout the last kind of 50 years. I mean, but how does it feel to kind of be the next name kind of coming through? Obviously, you've just said the tickets are flying off the shelves as well. But obviously, you are that kind of next name coming through. It must be nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, but I always like to try and keep my feet on the ground. But it's, you know, when you actually do look back and see what I'm doing, like when I walk out into the arena, I just think, you know, wow, this amount of people have come out to come and support and watch me. Now, I'm not saying they all support. There's probably a lot what want me to lose, but either way, they're paying them. You know, they're coming to watch me. So yeah, it's good. It's crazy to see how fast life goes. I remember being a kid thinking, like, is this? Imagine if this is me one day, and it's like I'm here, it's doing it. You know, so what can I go on and achieve more from now? So yeah, big shout out to my support. You know, they surprise me every time, and yeah, big love to them.
Definitely, well, look forward to seeing you all in the arena on March 23rd. Dalton Smith, and also my final one, mate. I do want to tell you this. I had my first white collar fight a couple of months ago. Yeah. Are You Mine? The Arctic Monkeys, my ring walk song, mate. So
big man, big up.
Cheers, Dalton Smith. I'm going to end it there because no one wants to hear about what happened at York Hall that time. But Dalton Smith, thank you very much, mate. Best of luck.
Pleasure. Thank
Cheers.
You.